can you define good service? Can your managers define good service? And can your team define good service? People can't read our minds. If you are a restaurant professional and you're expecting your manager's definition of good service to match specifically your definition of good service or what your team understands what you consider good service, again, and if you expect them to read your mind, it's too soon for that. We need a few decades of artificial intelligence for that to happen. In the meantime, it is critical for you to ask some specific questions, asking your managers or your team members. We ask our servers sometimes the same question. We ask our servers this question for them to tell us where is their favorite restaurant where they've had the best experience. Maybe it was an anniversary or a birthday or something like that they went to and they had an outstanding experience. And for instance, they say restaurant X, that's when they got to go with their family or with their loved ones or what have you. And then we ask them, so what was special about that experience? Why is it your favorite? Why did you think that it was great service? And you listen for how they define great service. Maybe, and then you ask them, so how were you greeted? Did they have a host? Tell me about, was it clean? Was it organized? How was the decor? Tell me about the menu offerings. Did the server introduce himself or herself? Or did the server walk you through the menu? How long was the ticket times? Tell me about the plating of the food. Some of our servers, sadly, they've never been even to a very nice restaurant and they've never even gotten to experience what an outstanding service look like. So if you have this expectation in your vision, in your head, I'm so guilty of this sometimes myself. I walk into our restaurant and I expect our people to be performing at this level, the greeting or the friendliness to be at this level, which is in my head because I'm comparing it to maybe a nice restaurant we've gone to in the past that provided outstanding service, expecting our people to read my mind and knowing what I expect of them, when they themselves maybe have never had the chance and the opportunity to experience outstanding service. To the ones that have experienced something outstanding, you can also ask them, what's the one thing we can do in here as a team, in your opinion, to up-level our service, and have them answer that question and put them in charge of implementing that, training the rest of the team on that thing so they own that aspect of customer service. That's going to be way more effective than whatever you and I think about based on our experience. Another thing you can do is take your managers and your leads to a nice restaurant so they can experience that. We got to go to the Tower of Americas in San Antonio, and it was like a fancy, nice restaurant, and we were able to experience that with our managers for the first time. And throughout the whole experience, we were able to ask them, what do you think about this? What do you think about how the server is dressed? What do you think about the choices of words and stuff like that? So for our managers to identify key elements of what makes a good service, because to be honest, the word good service means nothing. It's not measurable, right? It's just a vague terminology. It means nothing. So how are they going to implement something that means nothing, right? So it's critical for us to break it down and have them experience that. You can also conduct some contests within the team, and the top 3 that win that every month you get to take them out to a nice restaurant. That is also a nice thing to do for your people and will give them an opportunity to experience something nice that they can go back and implement and get excited to implement within your team. So we're continuing to up-level our service to our customers.